This is Sports Drive.
Welcome back into Sports Drive. I am your host, Zach Woodard. Sorry about that if you saw that on the screen. Of course, sorry, that QR code is for our podcast, so you can feel free to listen to that. If you can't watch the show, we do not encourage to do that while you're driving, so feel free to scan that, and you can listen in if you are traveling on the road anywhere. You can, like I said, listen into what we're talking about through that audio stream. But like I said, right before we went to break, Randall Girls Soccer 4A Division II state champions. It was Kylie McHugh who put the PK in the 8th round to seal the deal, but before that it was 2-2 leading into it. Wimberley scores first, and Ryan McLean, the senior, headed to East Texas Baptist, puts in the equalizer right before half. Talking with Greg Sherman yesterday, he talked about just, you know, the momentum of when a goal is the most deadly, and right before half is one of those times because that gives you the momentum going into the second half, and you saw the results of that. Brooke French puts in the second goal just 4 minutes into the second half, and then it goes into penalty kicks. I do want to give all of the girls flowers. Of course, every single girl on that team was deserving and played a role in that game, but there were 7 total made kicks in the penalty kicks amongst the Randall Lady Raiders. It started with Ryan Davis, Lila Williams, Ryan McLean again, Reese Davis, Kendall McLean, Kaylee Kashuba, and then Kylie McHugh putting in that equalizer, like we said. So all of them played a part, especially in those PKs, and Janie Contreras getting 2 stops, which were much, much needed stops to be able to seal the deal. And we were able to catch up with them. Greg Sherman was able to catch up with Coach Bernard and the girls after the game, so we'll take a listen to what they had to say.
Whitney, this kind of felt like that volleyball match to a degree. You're up 2-1, hanging on. Give up the goal. They're dominating extra time. You get it to PKs, couldn't get a save, and then the last 2 saves. Just what was that emotion like going through the last half hour of the match and then all the extra time and penalties?
Just heart-stopping. I mean, I knew these girls could do it. I had a feeling that no matter what, we were going to come out victorious today. And they fought till the very end, and then they made the PKs that they needed to make. So it was, and Janie made the saves that we needed her to make.
What were you telling your keeper, if anything, before PKs, and then I know there's a little break between regular PKs and then the sudden death PKs. What were you telling her?
Just trust your gut. She's a good goalkeeper. She's an amazing goalkeeper. Just need to trust her gut and pick one or two girls out and make the save, and I feel like she did that.
We talked about how unofficially, yes, soccer wants to win a title, wins the first in Panhandle history, but playing for volleyball, I know the players kind of talked about, just kind of a thought on being able to bring this back, because I know they were playing certainly for that volleyball team.
Yes, it feels great. It's all for Coach Morrison and our volleyball program. I got quite a few of those girls in class, and they're freaking awesome, and we love them. And yeah, this one's 100% for them. We got your revenge for you.
All right, keeper. Nobody made a stop in the 5 rounds of penalties. Then you made one. Looked like it was going to be a win, but then they get a stop, and you have to make another one. Just kind of talk about not just making the first stop, but then having to make the second one after it looked like you all had won.
Yeah, so really, PKs are favored for the shooter to win, so it's really 50-50, you got to guess. And just like context clues, said a little prayer before each one, helped to guide my hands, and it really turned out. The first one helped me keep it going, didn't just get discouraged because Brooke did great the entire game. And I don't know, and the fans were great, really helped motivate me throughout the whole thing.
Did you see any tells on those last 2 kicks, or what did you see that was able to get you to stop them?
I don't know, sometimes you look where they're going, and it's hit or miss because sometimes they fake out by looking at the other way, but it was kind of just the way their body was facing and just instincts.
A lot of people were thinking, this is volleyball part 2. You all were up 2-1, couldn't hold it. We saw what volleyball last couple of years. I know the players this week were talking about trying to win one for volleyball. Just what was able to work for you guys to be able to get over the top and get a little bit of payback and win one for volleyball as well?
Well, we just knew this was something since we've been working for since summer, and we had a little, not grudge, but something on our back to help us, like, motivate us, and we heard him talking a little bit, and that gave us even more motivation to just, you know, take that win, and it's unbelievable.
The Panhandle is known for volleyball and basketball and a little bit of football. They've never had a state champion in soccer. Just a thought on being the first and being able to put your name up in history where you're not competing with others because you are the first.
Just like unexplainable, because soccer is always a place you have to go travel to the big places like here to go play, and so just being able to put us on the map, and especially for my last year, it's like You couldn't have written it better. It was amazing.
Boy, this it looked a couple times like you guys had this thing won. They score. This thing ends up in penalties. How was this team able to outlast, so to speak, and be able to get payback after what happened in volleyball in November?
Well, I mean, we're ready for this moment. Every game, we're always ready, and we always know what's going to happen, and we're ready for what does happen. And so we practice penalties, we practice the extra 20 minutes in overtime, and so we just know. And the fact that we can finish it with gold on our chest is amazing. As a team that no one predicted to come all the way this way.
I know you're the MVP. Duly, congratulations, of course. But talk about your keeper making not one save, but then having to make another one after the other keeper made a save.
Yeah, Janie knows what she's capable of, and so she uses it. She uses her hands. We pray over her hands every game, and she knows how to make a save, and that's what happened today. And she's the one that won the game for sure.
I know this won't erase the sting of what happened with volleyball against Wimberley, but just a thought on being able for soccer to be able to get a little bit of payback, because that's what a couple players I was talking to this week were saying. We want to do it for soccer, or we want to do it for volleyball.
Yeah, we heard what they said about wanting to take another state champ from us, and we're like, okay, it would be cool if they got one too, because it's their first time being here too. So, I mean, I understand, but they couldn't do it, and we did, and we're the ones with gold in our chest right now.
Final question. This is for the Panhandle is known for volleyball and girls basketball. This is the first soccer state championship in Panhandle history. Just a thought on being able to be a part of that history and standing alone in a Panhandle where it's usually volleyball and basketball that get the headlines.
Yeah, definitely volleyball and basketball get all the notice and all the recognition, but now that we're here and now that we won, they will definitely see us as someone to look up to and someone to watch, because no one would ever come to our games, but now with our stands full of fans and people, it's amazing, and they know that we're soccer and we should be recognized too.
Well, McLean, you and your sisters did a pretty good job today with what happened. You had the first goal, and I mean, you all got up 2-1. Just talking about trying to hang on, and then this thing ends up in extra time. Was there any thoughts of, oh God, this is volleyball again?
No, I mean, in this situation, I wasn't even really thinking about that anymore. I was just thinking we could really win this, because we were predicted to lose, and that kind of like set us back, but we really picked up our game and did it, so I was super happy about that.
What did work? Because you all got your goalkeeper, I mean, man, she made a couple of big saves in extra time, then made the last 2 saves. Just what were you all telling her during the PKs, or at least, I mean, before the extra PKs, so to speak, to get her to make those last 2 saves?
We were definitely hyping her up and telling her, don't hesitate. Just go to a side and you'll find the ball in your hands instead of in the goal. So
just a thought on being able to win this, not just for the Panhandle, the first one ever, also winning it for volleyball, because a lot of players were telling me this week about how they wanted to win this not just for themselves, but for volleyball after the heartbreak that they've had the last couple of years.
Well, I think all the volleyball girls will be proud of us, and I think if next year if they have to go up against them again, they'll definitely take back what was theirs.